What's up guys, ATCG here, welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck of the Day, and today we have probably the most requested deck profile that we've ever had in this channel. It's Phantom Knights. Ever since we did the first deck profile, it was so successful, everyone was asking for an update, but with Konami kept hitting Rongo and Dark Warrior every format, so I didn't think it would be a good deck, and I still don't think it's a good deck for the format, but since everyone's asking for it, I'm going to make twist in the Phantom Knight deck, and I'm going to call this the Arc 5 U-Boy Phantom Knight deck. If you watched Arc 5, you will catch up pretty quickly once I start showing the deck what I'm talking about. I don't think it's the most optimal way to play Phantom Knights, but for me it's the most fun, so I think it's worth profiling. So with the addition of Cherubini, we can finally use any rank 3 engine we want. So to start off, 3 Cloak. I think it's the most important Phantom Knight because it can search as a monster and it can also search some spells and traps. Not Fogblade, but it can search some others. So I think it's the best one. 3 Boots. Spasa summons itself, searches the traps, and you can't search the rank up unfortunately anymore, so there's no way to summon Dark Requiem anymore. So yeah, we have to unfortunately cut that monster from the deck because it was a very powerful one. But we have to deal with what Konami gives us. And 3 Gloves. It boosts all your dark monsters, your Xyz when it's material by 1000, and you can banish it to mill any Phantom Knight card. So again, it has a lot of utility, so I think it's important to max any of these in a pure Phantom Knight deck when you're not playing the Burning Abyss engine. So start off the Arc 5, this was Yuto, now we have Yuya. I'm playing the Hippo engine with Carnival and Hip Hippo. This was an engine I used to use a long time ago when I was playing Zodiac to Turbo Out Invoker and such rank 3 spam decks. And I think it's a very good one because it's like an emergency teleport being at 3 when you run blue layer, but also better because you can summon it from the graveyard as well, so you don't have to go out of your way to recycle blue layer and stuff. Yugo, Speedroid, Begomax, and Takedonborg. It's a free rank 3, it's a Rubini when you open it, and I also run another card that has synergy with this in case you open Terror Top and another play. For Yuri, we have 3 Scorpio, 1 Cobra, actually nope, 2 Cobras. This is not a deck that you want to brick on this, and it's not just an engine because even if its effect is once per duel, so you cannot search the fusion spells and traps, you don't care because this is just a rank 3 spam deck, so even just getting a 1 card rank 3 late game is very important, and that's why I run 2 Cobras. Even if you happen to draw one early, you can still use your combo during the first turn, because this gives you the full combo because it searches the instant fusion as well. And the 3 Lone Fires, because I think Scorpio is the most powerful main deck monster, so you have to turbo it out as fast as possible. And the only hand drop I run is 3 Ass because it's a level 3. It has synergy with the deck in case you've completely bricked, so you can summon it, use instant fusion, and go from there, or use Hippo Carnival. And it's also the most generic one as well, so I think it's the best one to play. For the spells, play 3 Super Hippo Carnival. It turbos out your Discover Hippo from hand, deck, and graveyard, so even if you draw it, even if you see this late game, it will always be live, unless your Hippo gets Diddy-Crowd or something for some reason. So, but it's also it's a free level 3 monster whenever you want it. And it's also a quick play, so you can defend on it. It has another effect that fills your board with tokens. It's kind of a defensive strategy, but I don't think it's worth doing because you cannot summon any monsters from the extra deck as long as you have these tokens on the field. So your opponent, if they know what they're doing, they'll just leave these tokens and you won't be able to play until they accumulate everything they need to OTK you. So I don't recommend using the second effect. 3 Instant Fusion. Not only is it searchable through Cobra, but you can also get out any level 3 fusion monsters, so you can turbo out Cherubini or any rank 3. I don't think it's worth running Restrict, so you can steal monsters going second, but because I think this deck is really good at breaking boards, so I don't think it's needed. Foolish and Rota, because they act as any Phantom Knight. Reborn. When you use Scorpio's effect, if your opponent hand drops it, sometimes this will stop your play. But if you discarded a monster and you can bring it back with Reborn, it acts as an extender, so you can still go to Cherubini. So it pretty much acts as a 7th Hippo Carnival and Instant Fusion, which are the spell extenders. So that will help you play through hand drops. And the 3 Cold, because again, getting hit Ash, Veiler, or in Scorpio is very painful, so you have to make sure that it happens not that often. For the traps, 3 Fogblade. Everyone knows what Fogblade does. It's the Fiendish Chain of the Phantom Knights, searchable, and it's also Monster Reborn. but I also run two more. Brigandine, it's a searchable extender. You need it to go for the first turn Bardis, but I also play Magnaring. Not everyone plays this, but I really love this card. It's searchable through Cloak and Boots, because it's the Phantom Knights of Magnaring. And it's also a negate attack that summons itself as a monster. And as a quick effect, you can send it to the graveyard with either a Phantom Knight or usually a Fogblade, because it's a continuous trap, and draw two cards. So not only doesn't block an attack, but it also refreshes your hand, so I think it's a really good card to run in a pure Phantom Knight deck. I can understand that PK Fire decks don't have space for it, but when you're playing this deck, I think it's very important to have it. Now, for the extra deck, finally, we have Cherubini. BA decks couldn't be happier, but I was happy because of my Phantom Knights deck, because now I can finally use Phantom Knights in a more innovative way, because it just requires 2 level 3 monsters and it helps you play all these Arc 5 engines with the Yudo, Yuri, Yugo, and Yuya. So you can use this, and usually what you'll do is you'll send Silent Boots or Cloak to the graveyard to then banish it and search your Brigandine, activate it, and then you go instantly into Bardis. Because this card is the pure playmaker of the Phantom Knights, you try to recycle it as much as possible with Fogblade so you can do more plays every turn, because you're playing a lot of Phantom Knights, you will be able to use the effect a lot of times during a duel. Pops monsters when Dark Exceed is summoned to a Link Master points to. This effect can be used offensively and defensively, and I think it's like the most important card in the deck. If Konami ever bans this, then I'm pretty sure this deck will very much be unplayable. But as long as we have it, we'll use it. And I'm playing 3 Nightmares because when you summon Bardis from the graveyard, it points to the right, so you can summon Cerberus and then you can summon a Unicorn to keep drawing cards. So I think they have a lot of synergy with Bardis, and they're pretty much good board clearing cards. And the generic ones, Load and Sword, basic, you need these in any deck to break boards and not decay. Now for the Xyz, I'm playing 3 Break Sword. You have to run 3 Break Sword. I'm not running Dante, I don't think it serves any purpose. It's just a Cherubini while being random, so I don't think it's worth running in this deck. But this card, I think you summon 3 a lot of the times, so I think it's worth running at 3. It breaks boards, it recycles your Phantom Knight so you can go into your Dark Rebellion, and it's a really good card to summon back with Fogblade, because usually you can summon it back during your opponent's turn in the zone Bardis is pointing, so you can pop a card as well during your opponent's turn. The Dark Rebellion, because you can summon it. Unfortunately, we can't summon Requiem anymore. Yeah. Without the rank up, you can summon it with 2 level 5s, but it will not have the effect to negate, because it will not have Dark Rebellion as material. The other rank ups need to summon a Chaos Xyz or a Chaos number, so you cannot summon Requiem with them. So yeah, that was a huge hit for this deck, but it had to happen because this card was a bit degenerate. Totem Bird, because like I said, it's the one card I'm running because of Terror Top. If you happen to draw Terror Top and play, you can summon Totem Bird. So you can have an extra negation on the board because it negates spell and trap, so yeah, why not have it when you have another play. And this is number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. Just couldn't find mine for some reason, but it has to be this one. I think it's the most optimal play to not end on 2 Fogblades, but end on 1 Fogblade and this. If you have an extender, or if you start with Scorpio, you can do it, because it helps you draw a card. It negates any effect and both players draw a card by detaching 2 materials. Even if your opponent gets a card, if you just stop their main playmaker and you also have a Fogblade set, you'll be pretty much safe even if you give them an extra card. But the card you draw is very important because you want to try to control the board first turn and try to OTK next turn. It's pretty much the same play as we used to have with Assault, but not as consistent as it was before. But still, it can happen. And 2 level 3s, you can run any level 3s, I don't even know if there are any others. But yeah, that's pretty much what you want to have with Instant Fusion. Raijin is not important because against Thunder Dragons, you cannot break the board with 1 Raijin, and Raijin is level 5. You don't run Isolde anymore, so you don't care if these are warriors. But yeah, so these level 3s help you go to Cherubini, help you go to Xyz. They do everything you need. So yeah, that's the deck. I hope you guys like it. You requested a lot for this deck, and I tried to give my all for the best deck I could possibly give you, while also being fun. We also have Cherubini here for the playmat. If you want to purchase this, we also have it in the HCG League store along with some others. Now the final Cherubini is out, I think, that you have to play either a Yuto Playmat or a Cherubini Playmat with his deck so that you can be fully committed to the deck and so you can win more games. So yeah, thank you for watching, see you next time.